15.
An apology to the linesperson who got tagged by the serve.
$30-15. $40-15.
Sharp serving from Djokovic to hold. Coach Ivan Lendl played in 19 of these major finals, winning 8 titles. Never gives away too much strategy, so we watch the game plan unfold tonight. He's trying to calibrate how aggressive to be, depending on the opponent.
There's Ivan's wife too, Samantha, who was there for many years. She's just behind him. I think she just showed up recently. Of course, Judy Murray, Andy's mom, in the top left there.
And Sears, the girlfriend, in the front row. Difference this year, Andy and his girlfriend and Coach Lendl staying in one hotel, the rest of the team staying in another hotel.
Okay.
With a little privacy.
All right.
At Kim's suggestion.
Okay. Smart.
Murray's first service game now.
There's a lot of talk, obviously, about what Lendl's brought to the table for Murray and the calming influence, the experience of having been 0 for 4 in his first 4 majors. I think that's all relevant, but I think what you shouldn't underestimate is that Lendl is really a student of the game, and he's really a coach. And so I think he's brought more beef to the Murray forehand, better court positioning, taking the backhand earlier and hit it bigger. I think it's a lot more than just a mentality. I think it's a real improvement in his X's and O's as well.
And he's always has so many skills and so many options, Patrick. He would tell you that maybe Ivan's made it a little simpler, more straightforward out there.
I would agree.
Lendl loves the time when he and Murray work together between the tournaments, just the weeks on the practice court. He says he likes that better than even being in the box for a big match. Doesn't make a single first serve, but holds it right.
Well, something tells me that's the last time you're going to be saying that tonight, Chris.
I wouldn't doubt it. Now, Patrick, Murray has broken his opponent in the first or second service game every match at the Australian Open. So he's been able to get leads early in sets, did it to Federer. And that was also the pattern at the U.S. Open final between these two in New York. Djokovic was always fighting from behind on the scoreboard, getting down a break a couple times in that first set before forcing a tiebreak. Let's see if Murray can get a read on Novak's serve right here. Not so far. Three big bombs up the middle.
15.
Boy, didn't he read Federer's serve well?
Yeah, Federer had just 5 aces in those 5 sets. There's that Murray slice,
15.
which can give Djokovic some trouble. That was a shot that Murray used very successfully against Federer. That one high up to the backhand, but that's not going to get it done against Djokovic because he can step in with that two-hander and not only hit it hard, but create an angle.
Also going to be really interesting to watch the difference in the movement between these two guys. Both great hard court movers, but Murray a little more traditional, doesn't like to slide into the ball too much, and Novak can leave serious tracks on the court.
And Murray, the heavier, more muscled athlete. No one's more flexible than Djokovic. This nice point from Murray. Saw the power of that forehand on the run.
Well, you see an example of the slide from Novak, and again a stab there, but Murray really improved this part of his game, stepping into the court. No hesitation at all for the winner. You saw a lot of hesitation from him the first couple of times he played in major finals, particularly here. Once losing to Djokovic and once to Federer. It's a whole new different Andy Murray now.
Djokovic continues the strong serving. Murray will challenge here. Let's see if this call was correct before we break. So Novak closes out that game with his second ace and leads 2-1.
Djokovic leads 2-1.
This area of Melbourne features most of the city's major sports arenas. Melbourne Cricket Ground can hold about 120,000. Just to the right out of the picture, there's a soccer stadium, which was in action yesterday. Melbourne and Sydney have 3 retractable roof stadiums here next year.
Unbelievable. It's going to be phenomenal. I mean, it already is phenomenal.
Hardly needed the roof, maybe for about a half hour of the entire tournament.
2 real hot days. One the end of the first week at Thursday, and I believe it was the second Thursday here.
Murray with that ATP Tour rank of number 3. Chance to improve on that a lot in the coming months if he can win this match. In the finalist here 2010 and then 2 years ago. Didn't play the match he'd hoped for on either occasion. Wasn't quite ready for it.
No, not mentally wasn't ready. It's pretty amazing when you look at the road and the path that both these guys have taken, because they both had their lumps along the way, physically, mentally, emotionally. I used to call Murray Mopey Murray.
Yes.
For his attitude. He's turned that around big time. Djokovic had trouble, you know, fitness-wise, giving up in matches when he was younger. You know, a lot of great players burst onto the scene at young ages, 18, 19, win majors. Djokovic was pretty young when he won his first, but he still had some growing up to do. So now you've got these two guys really, as you said, Chris, in their prime, physically, mentally, and emotionally, going up against each other.
Novak broke through and he was 20 here. Had to go 7 majors before he won his second. Murray blooming a little bit later. So no breaks of serves really going. Chris McKendry mentioned the aces, you know, head-to-head in their career. Murray about 4.5 aces. Djokovic under 4. And never having aced Djokovic more than 9 times.
Wow.
It shows you the ability to get racket on ball between these two guys, two of the best returners in the game. You know, the most amount of aces that Murray has served against Novak is just 9.
Brad felt, Darren, he has to exceed that total to win this match tonight. Do you agree?
I agree.
Two returners who read serves well enough not to guess, as a lot of guys do, and then have the ability to get to the ball and return it with interest.
Well, to me, I think aces is important, but I also think what's maybe even more important is first serve point 1, because as Darren said, these guys both have great reach. They both give up ground, so it's hard to ace them. But if they can win a lot of easy points, Djokovic has won these first 2 points, not aces, but it hasn't come back in this game.
Novak misfiring off the ground a lot more than Murray in these opening games. Still just 1 error for Andy. 6 for Djokovic.
That's great defending there from Murray. He had a beautiful slice backhand down the line in that rally when he was on the move deep into the corner that sort of neutralized Djokovic's advantage.
These two guys also have started off the first 4 or 5 games hitting the ball much harder than they have in previous major matches.
Here's one of those 30 all points, Patrick, we targeted. Can Djokovic win it and avoid facing an early break point? Kind of precision offense that it was very difficult for Djokovic to employ in New York with the wind howling around Arthur Ashe Stadium.
That's exactly right, Chris. And I think the early indications in this match is that this is going to be a more offensive tight match because the conditions favor that. Missed it. Wow.
Yes.
Mr. Agassi said last night, Patrick, that although Andy's been very aggressive in this tournament, it might be the wrong message to come out belting shots because Djokovic might interpret that as meaning Murray didn't think the fuel tank is full. He didn't think he can go the distance, outlast him. He thinks that would be a mistake in the poker game to be too aggressive early. Andre's opinion.
His is one I would definitely take seriously because he's been through plenty of these.
Djokovic.
I believe that Djokovic is not going to take Murray's physical conditioning lightly at all. I mean, these guys both know that. I mean, forget the U.S. Open match. They played after a couple weeks later in Shanghai in the final. That went the distance in best of 3 sets, almost 3.5 hours. Oh, he got it. Hello.
That's the kind of point we expect to see. Hope to see a lot more of. Murray really hitting the ball well so far. But Djokovic up 3-2 on serve. Has to be an excellent drop volley to win a point with these guys on the court.
Yeah, beautiful backhand there, threading the needle. Great focus and concentration.
Right over the net post. So Murray with a pair of love holds under his belt already. And 2-3. Once again, Azarenka, Queen Victoria of the Australian Open, defending her title last night in a match with Li Na that had everything. Red Foo, always in attendance when Azarenka
yeah, they
plays
said they were
big
going to
matches.
go out and celebrate last night, so
I'll bet they did.
yeah, great effort by her to reclaim her title. Djokovic trying to do the same tonight.
Also heard that Li Na may have drowned her sorrows after the tough loss.
She deserved it, I'll tell you.
She sure did. So Murray, after getting passed in the first point, donates there. And here's the first opening for Djokovic.
Wow.
First time Murray's been over 130 in a serve, and Djokovic was right there to return
It
it.
almost looked like Djokovic got fooled. He was looking for a wide one, and yet he still connected cleanly on it. And Murray having a scrap hard there to fight off that point. It's 15-30, still in a little bit of a hole here. See Djokovic leaning middle there. He's trying to anticipate that big first serve. Now he'll be able to step in on the second.
15-14.
Two chances for Djokovic to turn the tables from the U.S. Open final and get a lead on Murray.
Something also to watch for on the ad court is that
13-14.
Novak likes to show a little more space than what there really is for the slider down the middle. Watch him as this ball toss goes up for Murray. Normally he likes to take a half a step to his right to cover the one down the middle. Tempting his opponent to go for that serve.
Yeah, he did that the last point on this side.
Didn't have the first serve rhythm, Patrick, so far that he had against Federer. Struggling to find the service box, the first serve. Ball late in the rally, kissing the baseline.
Yeah,
from Djokovic.
so much for feeling each other out the first couple of games. It's they're starting to step up on the short balls and doing some serious road work early.
Murray needs a first serve. He's only made 5 out of 15. It's lucky for him he hasn't been broken yet.
You'd expect his percentage to come down a little bit, not that far. I think it'll come up as the match goes on, but because Djokovic is such a great returner, he'll press a little bit more in the first serve, try to do more because he knows how good this guy's returns. This is one of those early kind of crucial moments in the match where the guys are pushing each other physically, and it's almost they're testing each other early here, and who can win this first mini battle.
A fourth chance for Djokovic to break.
Good.
Juice.
Just 5 games in, and you can see the wear and tear we've come to expect. Djokovic was the aggressor for stretches in this rally, Patrick.
This was a great play there by Murray, because that ball sort of skidded off the line, and he found an angle, and Djokovic went for broke there. He sort of broke down physically in that rally at the end of it.
Yeah, boy, that's got to be good for Andy Murray. He took a look down the court to see that as well, because most of the questions have been about him.
And then going for a big return. That's what Murray thinks. He thinks in his career he's had to answer so many questions. Are you physically tough enough? Are you mentally tough enough? Are you coachable? He knows he's answered all those questions at this point. Djokovic going to challenge? Yes.
Djokovic challenging the call on the right center serve. The ball's called in.
The ace closes out a mini battle, as you said very well, Patrick. 4 break points saved for Murray, 3 games all.
3 games all.
X Games Aspen ends with a bang later today on ESPN. At 2, don't miss the men's and women's ski slope style finals. At 9, the men's snowboard super pipe final. Always a marquee event. X Games Aspen today on ESPN, and also on the Watch ESPN app.
Love 15.
'12 was the follow-up year to his unbelievable 2011 when he didn't lose for 6 months.
Won 3 majors that year, and just the one last year here, and of course very consistent throughout the year.
This has been by far his most successful major.
Well, at the moment, this match right on pace for the last couple they've played in majors. 30 minutes, and it's 3-all first set. About an hour per set.
Yeah. If it goes to tiebreak, you can play almost an hour and a half as they get at the U.S. Open.
That's right.
15.
Djokovic steps in here. Not been able to push Murray around as much as he would like yet. Murray playing some great defense. Good news for Djokovic. He's 6 for 7 when he comes forward so far. Oh.
Oh, come on. Hits the deck. Gets up and finds the open court.
Amazing. This might actually sort of loosen Djokovic up a little bit, Chris, because I get the sense he's been a little bit edgy here early on. Huffing and puffing a little bit. This brought a smile from his face.
I would agree.
He's feeling most people, most so-called experts picking him to win this. As I said, I think the fact that if he doesn't win it, he doesn't hold the major would be sort of bizarre.
Knee, hand, and elbow all hitting the court from that point. How many guys get up and win the point after that? One?
Maybe Becker.
broken on the court so far is exactly right. Edgy. That's the word I would use to describe him yesterday. Having 2 days off between the semis and final, it can help you physically, but I think it can also deal with pent-up anxiety. You get out of your normal rhythm.
Absolutely.
He was ready to go yesterday. He had that look in his eye and had to wait 24 hours.
Yeah, you think you have too much time to think about it.
Djokovic.
Puts the pressure back up. No breaks yet. You know, when they go to the split semis here, which is the only major that does it on the men's side, the suspicion was, oh, the guy with the extra day rest is going to have a big advantage. Has not worked out that way. May have been no factor. Maybe it's the edginess factor we talked about, but 4 out of 5, the guy who plays the Friday semi wins the Sunday final.
Yeah, well, you bring up a great point, Chris, because tennis players, like all athletes, are creatures of habit. And when you get into the rhythm of a major for these players that get to the last match, they're so used to playing every other day. And all of a sudden you get 2 days and you're one of your days off. Should I play some sets? How do I have to change my preparation?
Love 15.
Even when that Friday semi has been an absolute bloodbath, you know, Nadal, Verdasco,
right?
The Djokovic Murray semi, 4 hours and 50 minutes last year. They've shown their ability to recover.
It's almost like Djokovic is trying to find his legs, you know, because he had such an easy match against Ferrer in the semis. He had obviously that really tough one, which is now almost a week ago. As you see a little blood on his side of his leg there against Wawrinka.
And that's from the dive when he left a little skin on the far side. First time Murray sort of looked at his camp in frustration. Routine backhand miss. Gives Djokovic an opening.
Well, Murray's percentage is already coming up on the serve, and that's a big sign. You see him breathing a sigh of relief. He needs that big first delivery. Been in trouble in his serve. Gets him back to 30 all. Another one of those 30 all points here.
Djokovic stops. The ball was wide.
That's a smart play there. He's looking back at the line person. He was blocking their view, I believe, but he immediately stopped and put his finger up to challenge immediately.
I think it's closer than he thinks, but it was out. Probing rally, a mix of spins and pace. And Djokovic again, a 5th opportunity in the set to get the break, and this would give him a chance to serve for the set.
Let's see if Djokovic continues to sort of cheat to the forehand side here.
Thank you.
Will Murray change it up? That's a huge score. I mean, that's a sign of a guy who's now comfortable in this kind of match.
Yes.
Because Andy Murray of a couple of years ago would never have just pounded the first forehand the way he did there. That doesn't mean he's going to win the match, but it means he's a different player now. He's willing to go for it, not just rely on defense when it counts.
Novak frustrated on that break point. He did read the serve right, but he just chipped the forehand return in play, allowing Murray to bludgeon it. And now chance for Murray to claw and hold again.
Well, Djokovic is frustrated because of all these opportunities here the last couple of games. 0 for 5. Murray can hold here. It'll be a tough service game for Djokovic. Keeps slipping around too. He's looking at his camp. Lendl says that's just the way they drew it up. Big serve, big forehand. Fight off some break points. That's what I used to do.
Yvonne, you mean?
Yes.
Just clarify.
Yeah, big serve, big forehand. Djokovic isn't happy with I don't know if it's his shoes or just he's just slipping, sliding a lot out there.
Well, the Wawrinka match, he was skidding all over the place, changed the shoes, and after that didn't have any traction problems.
Actually feels a little bit different tonight. It's like he's gripping too much.
I think this is a big opportunity here for Murray because Djokovic is frustrated. It wasn't a bad idea, but it was obviously pretty poorly executed because let's take a look here when it hits the top of the net. If Djokovic starts to retreat because he thinks he's going to pound it, he was in a good position there, Chris. He was close to the service line but made a mess out of it.
Nasty slice again.
That's a big shot for Murray, particularly against Novak. We saw him use that against Federer a little bit. That slice down the line is really an effective shot because with that big semi-western grip on the forehand, it's hard to get under that.
It's maybe skidding more this year than other years.
The court's quicker, yeah. Court's playing faster, so that helps that slice. Yeah, no, he's shaking his head. That wasn't a smart shot.
Redirect from way behind the baseline.
Good aggressive there. 1-2 from Djokovic. Good serve, stepping up to the short ball on the forehand.
Djokovic backing up his first and second serve very well. Murray, no break chances yet. Would you agree outplayed from the backcourt, but Djokovic's serving is
pretty precise. His serving has been not huge, but he's been directing it well. Even this one set up a pretty routine forehand. He just caught the tape. And his percentage has been outstanding, Chris. Just under 80% first serve percentage.
Ace. John Blum in the chair, overturning the out call. Murray won't challenge. It was good. 5-4 Djokovic. .30 in the evening on Sunday, a holiday weekend in Australia. National holiday Australia Day was yesterday. Fireworks in the sky and on the court for the women's final. Big concert, soccer game, festive weekend, and a public holiday tomorrow here as well. Scramble to hold each of his last 2 service games. Djokovic 0 for 5. Break chances. You had a feeling we'd see a lot fewer breaks than we usually see between these guys.
Less wind, quicker court. Checking his shoes.
You're also finding, Patrick, both these guys, you played 6 best-of-5 set matches, and you get a lot of blisters in the toes, and there's a lot of strapping and taping on everybody's toes. So a lot of the time, they're just trying to create some space in the shoe.
Good point.
Murray with both those ankles heavily braced, as he always has them, as a precaution. How many guys go that route?
Murray's starting to find his range on the first serve. Helping him win some quick points, up to 61% now.
He was caught leaning the wrong way.
About 5 forehands in this opening set, where Novak down the middle of the court just hasn't got himself in the right position for it. He's been straight reaching for the ball. That one was a little too close to the body. He's hitting the forehand fine when he's on the run, but that one down the middle he's really missing.
Came at Djokovic at the net. That's about as good a defending point as you'll see. He had to really scramble after a weak second serve. Finally, a relatively comfortable hold from Murray, although that point wasn't comfortable.
No, but Murray, so good when he gets out to the corner in that forehand wing. You know, to me, Darren, what that message to me is from what you said about Djokovic's forehand. It's almost like he's unwilling to play the point so long when it's sort of neutral that he's just going for broke on the forehand. If he's ahead of the point, he's okay. But if it's sort of neutral point, he's almost like he doesn't want to get into too many extended rallies. That's the message I'm getting from those mid-court forehands.
Off the line. You think Murray's taking the same meaning out of that?
I think as we've talked about, I think these guys, they know each other so well, and there's just tactical ploys that are going on. probing each other. They both do a lot of the same things so well and similarly. His serve numbers are excellent. 83% on the second serve.
What makes Djokovic's second serve so tough, and he actually said, well, it reminds me of my own. Ivan always felt like his second serve was really underrated, and that Djokovic is extremely accurate with the second serve, among the best in the world in that department, and a lot of action on it as well. You buy that? Ivan's second serve was really underrated.
Was got better too, especially on the faster courts. Again, to me, Djokovic is trying to consistently be more offensive. That's why he's got more winners, 12-7. He's been in the net almost 3 times the amount of times that Murray has. 13 times he's been up there, only 5 for Murray. And that's how he wants to play this match, on those terms.
Does that change even if he loses this opening set?
Maybe.
If it wins you the set and you've got the lead and you know that Murray's never beaten you after you've taken the first set from him, that's one thing. But if Novak does this and loses the first set, then do you have to pull back? It's so hard to fight from behind when these guys get in against each other. Second serve that got up on Murray and he couldn't handle it. Murray tries to force a tiebreak.
Welcome back to the Australian Open 2013, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
People just want to be near Rod Laver Arena if they can't get inside. Huge crowd outside.
Perfect night to be out there, and great temperatures, and doesn't really get totally dark here until about 9:30 or so. By that time, we might be maybe middle of the second set, maybe late in the second set.
Murray's had 2 tough service games and 3 easy ones so far.
Reaching for the forehand. He just hasn't found his spacing on the forehand as yet.
What's behind that, Darren?
No, I'm not sure. I think it's more footwork than anything. You can see here he's just reaching for the forehand. It's out of his strike zone. Just completely covers that forehand.
Pretty short second serve there, just 74 miles an hour. Surprised that Djokovic hasn't tried to get even a little more offensive on that return. It's so short.
Yeah, and all that being said, it's Novak that has had all the chances in this opening set.
0 for 5, Darren. pressure again by missing first serves.
Yeah, weak seconds again. That one was not a whole lot faster, just 83 miles an hour short in the box. Djokovic able to get on top of the rally and again finish around the net.
Up to net 14 times already. Novak winning 12 of those points.
One thing that Murray is making sure he's doing when he's down in the score on his point is not allow Djokovic to dictate from the back. He's trying to be more offensive.
You see Murray exhale after the net court. Net crawls over. It's double set point.
And some of those forehand misses and a guided backhand there. It's just a real indication that Novak's a bit tighter than what Murray is in this opening set.
And Darren, that's how we see it too. And Murray now a point away from creating a tiebreak to decide it. Djokovic trying to loosen up the shoulders. Murray's mother holding her breath. And these guys have played tie breaks in recent months. It's been pretty special. U.S. Open first set 12-10 tie break won by Murray. 5 set points saved before he could close it out. Saved by Djokovic. Shanghai, the match you talked about, 13-11 Djokovic in a tie break.
Boy, Andy Murray's getting in a long way to return the second serve of Novak, putting the pressure on him, and he's really going after that second serve. He's a good 12 inches inside the baseline to return Novak's second serve.
Novak still trying to stretch himself out there. His defense has always been there, but now when he gets something to hit, there is no hesitation.
It was a Djokovic-like point, getting farther ahead with every swing of the racket. Djokovic says the calm mind always wins. Murray has the calmer mind in this tiebreak so far. Djokovic will challenge.
Why not? How about the slice forehand there from Murray? I mean, he's bringing out all his stuff here. Kind of interesting to me there too, and that lob went over his head and Murray went back to, he just played a very casual, safe forehand, sort of sending Djokovic a message. I'm perfectly happy to have to restart the point.
Novak would like to restart the tiebreak. Sure did. Murray will challenge. A little soft slice overhead. Djokovic may just have caught the line.
Oh, he has no idea if this is in or out because he was running in full speed the other direction.
He did catch the line. Wow, both guys breathing heavy.
Murray has 2 challenges.
See if that gets Djokovic going.
It was like a video game point. 33-shot rally.
Thank you. Ready for play. Thank you.
Is that a tell, Patrick, that after that long point, it was Djokovic who wanted to pull the trigger?
I think he's just done. He's tried to do that too much in this set, and you got to give Murray credit for that. He's outlasting him. He's shown no panic whatsoever. Even when Djokovic had those opportunities to break, Murray's looking more like the guy who's going for his 3rd consecutive title here. He's playing with that sort of swagger.
Murray lost 2 tie breaks to Federer in the 2nd and the 4th set, and he had a chance to put Roger away. It's the time when that semi was getting really feisty. Federer raised his level. This has been, so far, an almost flawless tiebreak from the Scot.
No, absolutely.
Please.
Well, Djokovic is consistently looking for the first serve to the forehand. It's going there a lot. But Murray follows it up with a monster forehand winner.
And he's got 5 set points. Small margins, that backhand just feathering off the line.
6-2 Murray.
play a tiebreak any better than Murray just did. Djokovic doesn't face a break point in the set, loses 5, and Murray just rips the set from him in about 10 brilliant minutes. Five consecutive meetings head-to-head. Andy Murray has won the first set. It hardly means the match is over, but a promising start for the Scot. He got a gift, Patrick, to open that tiebreak, a double fault from Djokovic, but boy, in the decision-making and the execution, almost perfect.
Well,
his end.
Yeah, I mean, the edginess factor was higher throughout the whole set for Djokovic. Even when he had his opportunities, you just sensed that he was, you know, as Darren said, he just felt, he feels a little more nervous out there. Sometimes his feet are stuck, and certainly trying to pull the trigger oftentimes way too early on the forehand. 25 unforced errors from Djokovic in the opening set.
More than double the number that Murray has. Let's see if both players can avoid those dips in concentration that are often a part of the beginning of sets. No dip in that point.
Boy, I mean, that was terrific. Murray right on top of the baseline, dictating throughout the rally, moving Djokovic. This is a tough ball to slice, but he handles it with no problem. That is a sweet slice.
Yeah, that dip in concentration really hurt Novak Djokovic in that US Open final. He gave away the first 4 games of that second set.
That's right, Darren. Had to claw back. Eventually it was a 7-5 set, but boy, you burn so much energy, don't you, when you have to fight from behind on the scoreboard again and again. You saw that from Federer against Murray in the semi. Yeah, Murray doing the road work, and Djokovic overhits again.
You know, Murray made every first serve in that tiebreak, and Djokovic didn't make one. And again, it's a forehand wing that breaks down. And he's talking to himself quite a bit now. His box right there in the corner, just behind him there. I mean, Djokovic, how am I get the ball past this guy?
A lot of guys have asked that about playing Djokovic,
yeah, exactly.
But Murray is really scampering.
I mean, that's exactly what that look up to his box said to me.
Kind of a half-hearted lunge after that first serve. No dip in Andy Murray's concentration after the tiebreak. Holding in love. Part of the hallmark of Djokovic's success the last couple years. He doesn't panic. He has such amazing belief in himself that he can problem solve, fight his way off the deck again and again. Saw it in the final here last year. Saw it against Murray in New York.
No, exactly. I mean, he's definitely he's not going to panic.
I think also the biggest stat is that the winner of the first set in the 3 major matches they've played has gone on to win the match. Just feels like a much bigger mountain to climb over 5 sets than it does over 3.
That's a good point, Darren, but these guys are pretty good mountain climbers.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Love 15.
Goes for a somewhat off-speed first serve after losing the first serve rhythm in the tiebreak, and dumps the first ball.
Yeah, he's got to collect himself here, because the last thing he wants to do, obviously, is get down a quick break, continue the momentum for Murray to win in that tiebreak. Amazing. I mean, Djokovic, when he gets on top of the baseline, he's just not able to push Murray around that much. Kevin Spacey's, he's like the biggest fan of Andy Murray now. He's just flew down here a couple of days ago to get to this last weekend.
And it's one thing to be at Wimbledon. He lives in London, New York, but Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's a devoted fan.
Opportunity now at love 30.
Wow, terrible start to this set for Djokovic.
And another forehand error.
Off the tiebreak, which was 7-2. Murray now takes the first 7 points of this set. 3 chances to stretch the lead.
That's where you're a little angry if you're Andy Murray, because that was a serve volley attempt off that first serve, and Murray would have loved to have seen that.
Boy, that was a big opportunity there. Djokovic just pushed that forehand and nothing on it. And Murray had this lined up, just missed it.
Very first breakpoint opportunities Murray's had all night, squandered. Still has a third. Murray beyond the stretch, floated the one-hander, and Djokovic keeps coming forward. Strong stuff from Djokovic. A hole like this to get him going.
Absolutely, from left 40 down. And he didn't try to do too much. Murray threw the slice backhand at him in the middle of that rally. He just played it safely back cross court. And then when he got one he could hit, and he unloaded on it.
These are the moments that Andy has become much better at in the last 12 months, and that's pushing himself to be aggressive, to stay aggressive, and not leave too many balls hanging in the middle of the court. Even when he feels like his opponent can miss, still has to keep going after his shots.
It can take a while to learn that, can it, Patrick? Because his natural instinct is not to be very aggressive.
Well, I think he's got to continue to do that and continue to try to push Murray back when he gets that control of the point. Murray's just so quick. Murray's a little more comfortable when he's further back. He's got such strength in his lower body and his upper body.
Djokovic responds, saves 3 break points.
Slaps that forehand on the run. That doesn't get past him. And he says, well, okay, I guess I better try a drop shot.
You see the Murray acceleration. Talk about his strength. Added about 3 pounds of muscle last year. They do all these testing things in the off season. He broke all of his own records in terms of speed and cardio performance, all that stuff, shape of his life.
His fitness trainer, Judge Green, once told me that it takes 5-6 years of this kind of work that these guys are doing every off season to get to that optimum level. So they basically started at 17, 18. I mean, the amount of wear and tear and movement that these guys are pushing each other to do is just, it's off the charts. Hour and 23, it's 1-all in the second.
Don't tennis fans love it? And that's why younger guys are having such an impossible time competing, because they don't have that 5 or 6 year base, if you believe the trainers.
Yeah, they got to keep pushing it just to try to get close. Then you have the guys just breathing down their necks right behind them, like Berdych, like Tsonga, like Del Potro, and they can't catch up. And they're in their mid-20s, and they have huge games. The level of these top guys is so high, and they just keep pushing the envelope to get better.
Is the gap growing?
It's growing from them to the rest of the field. Yes, it is.
It's pretty scary for the rest of the field.
Or at least it's staying the same.
Yeah. By that you mean consistent results. Obviously, if Wawrinka can push Djokovic, Tsonga can challenge Federer, we know that those guys come up with big matches.
Has had big wins. He's beaten Federer at the U.S. Open last year. It can happen. But to do it major in, major out throughout the course of the season, nobody's close. And I haven't seen, Chris, there isn't one player that I've seen yet playing pro tennis on the men's side that I could say this guy is going to break the ice. There's not. I've seen some young kids. I'm not going to name their names that are very young, but I haven't seen anybody that's played a pro match in the last couple of years that I would say this guy is going to break through at some point.
Wow.
That's how good these guys are right now.
And they're really young guys. By the time they get to the stage, these guys could be Nice summer night in Melbourne. Andy Murray showing no ill effects of the long battle over Roger Federer a couple nights ago. Winning a hour and 8-minute opening set. You see some Serbian flags out there. Djokovic fans who couldn't get in. There are people with Scottish flags as well. The blue with the white cross.
No, it's always
diagonal lines.
Always a phenomenal atmosphere here. This Australian Open just seems like it gets bigger and better every year. So credit to Craig Tiley, who runs the tournament here, and his staff. They do an unbelievable job.
I think that's what makes what Djokovic is trying to achieve all the more impressive. All due respect to the great champions who won this in decades past on grass, the world didn't show up. The top players didn't always accept the invitations until late 80s when they moved here.
That's true. Yeah.
And so when Djokovic is trying to do a little tougher than what Emerson did in the 60s and Jack Crawford in the 30s.
This tournament didn't really start to take off until the late 80s when they moved the date and they built this incredible facility, which just excuse me, continues to get better.
Just mark that last service game from Novak Djokovic down as a possible turning point in this match, because if he let that service game get away and slip an early breakdown in this second set, that would have been tough to reel back. You might look back on that service game later in this match.
Yeah, Darren from Love 40, really some impressive stuff. Beginning to find the range in the first serve.
Well, maybe he's starting to settle down, because he, as we've all been talking about, he has seemed a little bit edgy. Settle down, meaning mentally, because he's hit the ball pretty well. Just that forehand has obviously been more inconsistent than usual, but he's playing a guy who's the best mover other than him out there on this court.
Especially edgy in that tiebreak.
So many momentum swings when these guys play each other, Chris, because they're so evenly matched. The U.S. Open, obviously Murray had the 2 sets to love lead, then Djokovic ran through the next 2, and it looked like, wow, he's got all the momentum. Murray comes right back, wins the 5th pretty comfortably, 6-2. They play about a month later in Shanghai in the final, a big Masters event there, and it's Murray who's serving for the match, has multiple match points to win it in straight sets. Djokovic comes back, wins the marathon 3-setter. And then another tight match when they played at the ATP Finals, the championships in London, 7-5 in the 3rd to Djokovic.
After Murray had won the first. Now you're right. The tug of war is entertaining between these two.
Advantage Djokovic.
Murray just mouthing, hit it to his backhand. I think that's what he said there. Maybe this one up the line. He's hit that one often up the line. There's really no one pattern that works for either guy, because they both do everything so well and move so well. So they have to constantly adjust.
That's a great observation. And Djokovic agrees with that. Meanwhile, Andy Murray's favorite NBA team, the Miami Heat.
Oh, okay.
He spends a lot of time down there.
He likes the champions. Okay.
Well, he lives down in Miami.
Okay.
It's not because he's front running.
All right, I understand.
He goes to Heat games. The Celtics, 1 o'clock Eastern time. And, of course, the Thunder and the Lakers. Coverage begins with Kia NBA Countdown 12:30.
Nice little twin bill there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't call during break. Thank you. Let's.
59. Back to your point about the decision-making and the shot selection, Djokovic agrees exactly. We're so used to seeing him play points with set patterns and replicate it and give guys fits. But he says against Murray, because of those defensive skills, he has to be way more instinctive. He can't fall back nearly as much on the set patterns that work against slower guys.
Well, I think that's why you see is Djokovic going to take a good long look. He's going to challenge.
On the left side.
Not even close. Second serve coming.
Seconds.
Because Murray threw a couple of wicked slices at him in that point. Better footwork, and he got up to the ball a little bit earlier. Take it right off the bounce. Watch how he adjusts his feet, gets up to the ball, takes it right off the bounce, so he doesn't let it get even lower. Slight little adjustments that these guys make every single point.
Crowd will often whistle for stuff like this, but I think they appreciated the.
Now this is Melbourne, Victoria. This is Aussie rules country.
That was left-footed there.
Very happy with that.
Look at that, lefty no less. Is that worth 9 points in Aussie football?
6. That's a goal.
Frustration. Murray was pushed back again. Djokovic right up on the baseline and again tries to redirect this patented shot.
Well, one of the adjustments that they're making because of the speed from the opponent, I think Djokovic broke his racket, is to go up the line a lot more often.
Yeah, he lost the vibration dampener in his racket.
Didn't he switch rackets, Darren? Or?
Well, no, he just lost the vibration dampener when he banged the racket to the ground. It went bouncing through the court, so he just had to get a new one.
I gotcha.
Game Murray.
Well, the vibrations aren't very good for Novak so far here. Murray holds on serve. Djokovic has been able to do something that is pretty tough when you get in a major and you lose the first set in a tiebreak. He's come back 5 times to win. He's 5-5 after losing a first set tiebreak. But I got a question for our hardcore enthusiastic viewers who are up late or up early watching this match back in the States.
And we appreciate that.
This is for me too?
Absolutely. It's for you too.
You can jump in too, Darren.
You're up. Last player to lose the first set in a tiebreak in a major final and then come back to win. Bonus points if you know the last time that it's happened here. I'll give you a few points. Okay. No search engines allowed, please.
Yeah, people are searching away.
It's not one that leaps to mind. I'll just say that as a hint.
Didn't Kafelnikov beat Agassi in a tiebreak, and then Agassi beat him in 4 sets?
That was not what we're looking for. Is the most recent.
Before you answer that, Darren, or try to give us an answer this for me, do you agree with my assessment that these guys play a lot more up the line when they play each other than they do against other players?
I certainly agree with that.
Because they're so quick, right? I mean, they have to change it up.
Defending the cross court is much easier for these two guys.
Right. Oh.
Speaking of defending.
You got to create so much space in the court to get ahead of the point with these two, and that's what they're looking to do, is just slightly get ahead of the point on every single shot. And unless you take that ball up the line, you'll never get ahead with two guys that move like this.
That's a good call.
It is a good call. Bagdanis won the first set in tiebreak and had a break.
Yeah.
Trying to stretch the lead, pulled a huge upset. It was at Roland Garros.
And it was against a guy who you wouldn't think actually even got to a tiebreak in the final. That's a pretty good hint, Darren. Good solid hold there for Djokovic.
Come on, throw it up there, guys.
There it comes.
For Kirk.
no, that's
against Ferrer. Right. Nope. Puerta against Rafael Nadal in 2005. Puerta later suspended for a positive drug test, but he was the surprise finalist in 05. Took the first set tiebreak, emptied the buckets, and then Rafa turned.
Was that Nadal's first French?
Yeah. Last time it happened here, Mats Wilander lost the first set tiebreak to Kevin Kerr in an 84. Came back to win. Such precision work with the forehand.
We've been comparing this match to the last couple of matches they played in majors quite a bit, which is a good thing to do. But how about this? One thing's a little bit different about this match. 18 breaks when they played last year in that marathon semifinal. 17 in last year's U.S. Open windy final, and none so far tonight.
Both guys doing a heck of a job protecting their second serve. Djokovic 65% second serve points won. Murray at 59%. That's a big reason why we haven't seen more breaks. Also last year in that semifinal package, Murray served 10 doubles. He donated just 10 points, and he has 2 double faults in the tournament.
Yeah,
that's scary.
None tonight.
And he's picked up his serve.
Yeah.
After a very slow start, the first 3-4 service games, he served great.
What is the ace count?
It's 6-5 for Murray. He's got 4 in this set.
Right on cue. Viewers are saying he jinxed him. His 3rd of the tournament. And 40 love, maybe not as expensive as it could have been.
Game over.
4-3 Murray. No fireworks to delay play like last night when the women were in the 3rd set. Australia Day intervened for a while. One of the many plot twists in that women's final. Fireworks on the court so far. People sort of getting up, stretching their legs. It's developing into another pretty lengthy set.
Seats around the queue. Players are ready.
It's been Murray who's had the 3 break points in this set. None for Djokovic. That's a turnaround from the first set when Novak was 0 for 5.
Right.
Love 15.
A large forehand.
So he always had this in him to hit big forehands. It just took the coaxing of Lendl.
Well, I think it's a confidence of, you know, he used to do it in practice a lot. We were watching him practice, and he used to pound the forehand all the time. But obviously the ability to do it in the match, and particularly in the big match, is what was holding him back.
Murray hit 2 lines and then went for the open court.
Djokovic unhappy with the lack of a call there, but he wasn't confident enough to stop the point. Also, Murray was able to win so many matches, Chris, by really playing sort of possum, playing defensively, playing a rope-a-dope kind of style. And that was holding him back against the top guys in big matches. But sometimes as a player, you're afraid to make those changes and adjustments because you're winning so much.
Is it good? Yes.
Dropped in, yeah.
I swear Andy just does this because he can't believe the ball's in. He knows this ball's in. He was looking straight at it. It's a bit of frustration for him.
Djokovic, the king of the baseline, really coming forward tonight. Very efficient, closing things out at the net. 19 of 22 net points won.
14-15.
This is becoming really frustrating for Andy because he knows that Djokovic is vulnerable at the moment. You can see the frustration on Andy's face.
So far, it hasn't affected his service games.
And that's really the first time we've seen any real positive emotion come from Novak. So get ready for a little surge here from Novak.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mirror image, isn't it, in reverse of the first set, where it was Djokovic that had the chances, had 5 break points early. Murray had that love 40 to start the second set that he couldn't convert. Djokovic, excuse me, Chris, is seemingly starting to settle down a little bit.
He'll be disappointed in that return. This is the point in the set when he usually does really tighten it up.
All that being said, Murray knows exactly what Darren was just sort of getting at, which is if he can get a 2-set-to-love lead, boy, that makes it a huge mountain for Djokovic.
Applause from Djokovic and a big fist pump. Exactly. He even barked at the ball kid. He wants a towel quicker.
You know, he's playing a lot more of this 1-2 type of tennis. Big serve, big winner on the first shot. Djokovic claps for him.
And as great a returner as Djokovic is, hasn't been able to win a single point on the Murray first serve in this set. Murray 14 for 14. So his double faults have come in the last 2 service games at 40 love. Djokovic serves to save the second set.
Welcome back to the Australian Open 2013, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Here, we've had none.
Djokovic now up against it in the second set, already down a set. Serving at 4-5.
Please.
He loves to go cross court with that pass, and Djokovic just did not do enough of the approach. That was easy pickings for Andy there.
He also, Patrick, didn't cheat to that side. He should know that pattern.
He was too far out of position. I mean, there was no real authority in that approach.
You can hear the effort. A loud grunt in that final backhand. Starting to pick it up, isn't he, Djokovic?
Yeah, he has to.
14-15.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised anymore when these guys play basically on average 1 hour sets.
Deep breath from each guy, just one hold away from another tiebreak. Each of them.
15 for 15. That's a stat you pointed out earlier, Chris, and a decent percentage, 50% on his second serve points.
Yeah, 50% despite 2 double faults.
Yeah, exactly. Well, both were 40 love, so that's
15.
so he's equaled his total double faults in this match than he did in his first 6. There's a box at Vlade Divac in the house tonight in the Djokovic box. Vlade, by the way, was out of his seat after one of those long rallies in the last game. So, you know, when he stands up, he's pretty tall. Is he like 6'10", almost 6'11"?
Is that 7 foot?
Oh, 7. Okay.
In the brown jacket there. He's been in the Djokovic box before at other tournaments. Tennis enthusiast.
That's proving to be a very big weapon for Murray in this matchup, is his ability to keep winning his cheap points with the big serve.
Also really surprising there, Patrick. You can see Novak a little bit guessing on the return of serve. Yeah. He very rarely needs to do that.
I think he's I think the pattern would show that for the most part Murray's been going out to the forehand. That's why Djokovic again there, he guessed. So that would lead you to say then, Darren, that it's not a guess. He's basically leaning, and most of the serves have gone to his forehand. He's upset about the call, I believe, on that last first serve.
He has the right to complain. That was long, that serve. He didn't feel comfortable enough to stop before the return. Djokovic frustrated again. 2 hours of excellent tennis. Djokovic tries to force another tiebreak next. There's Djokovic after the last game. See the frustration sort of building within that game. Last couple of points. He went over to his chair and was just yelling at himself. As your Serbian.
Not good. Definitely not good.
Yeah, he was chastising himself for taking that ball up the line. He's telling himself to hit the ball cross.
That goes back to what he said, playing Murray. You have to be more instinctive. Decision making comes into it more than the predictable patterns you can use against other guys.
Good play there from Murray. Excellent slice approach. Boy, he's only been up to net 9 times. The guy who volleys very, very well.
Two points from another tiebreak, which Djokovic needs more than Murray.
Oh yeah, you got that right.
Murray has never lost a match in the last 70 matches at majors when he's won the first 2 sets. Obviously Djokovic forced a 5th set last year from 2 sets down. 70 straight. Remember, he was a real young guy in Nalbandian at Wimbledon. He led by 2 sets, let it slip away. Yep. That's the one loss he has.
Wow.
From 2 sets up.
Well, that's only the 3rd double from Novak, his first in this set. And now one of those pressure 30 all points.
This is really a pressure 30 all point.
No kidding.
Djokovic faces a set point if he doesn't win it.
Played that pretty safe. He took a lot off the first serve, but Murray didn't do enough with the return, and Djokovic a pretty easy finish to the point. Only 109 on that first serve out wide.
Set that will stretch longer than an hour. Another tiebreak. This time Murray to serve first. About an hour ago was Djokovic who began the first set tiebreak with a double fault and then a flurry of errors as Murray played an almost perfect tiebreak on his end. Just like the first set tiebreak, when Murray didn't miss a first serve, makes that one, took something off of it to get it in. Challenge from Murray. He's still got 3 challenges left.
Question is, will they lose the point? That's the question, because it's good. And it looks like he is going to lose it.
Yeah, he has to lose it, doesn't he?
He has to lose it with the challenge.
Djokovic. Two.
A cleaner second set from Djokovic, but another donation in the tiebreak. There's a feather from a bird that's floating slowly to the court in front of Murray. The birds live in the rafters here. Intervene at the darndest times. Interesting time for a feather to float in the court, maybe throw his concentration off. Shoots a glance up toward the rafters. So far, double fault hasn't cost him. As he pointed out, they came at 40 love. That one might.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Thank you.
There's the Djokovic hit that one double to start the tiebreak in the first set. That cost him.
Please.
Djokovic, who is showing signs of frustration in the opening set tiebreak. This time it's Murray.
Both players taking a little extra time as they change ends.
Yeah, something tells me they might show a little leeway with the amount of time allowed on the changeover in the tiebreak here.
And I think Andy Murray just asked for the trainer to be called after this set as well. The umpire's just on the telephone.
And that even increases the importance for him, perhaps, of trying to turn the tiebreak around.
Thank you.
Djokovic a few points from making this dead even after 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Five, two.
When Sampras and Agassi played there, remember their U.S. Open quarterfinal year, and they were no breaks to serve and 4 tie breaks.
Yep.
Wasn't that surprising considering Sampras' serve?
Sampras prevailing.
This one a little more surprising with the 2 best returners in the game. And there's been no breaks through the first 24 service games. 24 total games.
From Djokovic. Vintage. Old box on their feet. That's the very first point Andy Murray has lost when he's made his first serve in the set. And he gives Djokovic 3 set points to square up this final.
Please.
One set all. That little floating feather and a very big double fault by Murray turned around that tiebreak. Perhaps turned around the final.
Yeah, don't forget about the love 40 escape, the opening game of that set too.
2 sets each, more than an hour. He's now best of 3 for the Aussie Open title as Andy Murray gets set for the trainer to look at that right foot or ankle. Back to Chris McKendry and Brad Gilbert.
Chris, thank you. We've come to expect it from these two, and they sure do deliver. 8 straight Grand Slam men's finals now that will be decided in more than 3 sets. We haven't had a straight set final in a slam since 2 years ago when Djokovic beat Murray. Brad Gilbert, what are you seeing here?
What a fascinating first 2 sets. Obviously, the last 2 times they played majors, 35 breaks, no breaks tonight. Neither guy that won the first or the second set had a break point in the entire set. It was very unusual. And the big save came early in that second set for Djokovic when he's down 0-1, love 40. You felt like this was the situation where Murray gets a break, maybe he sprints through. But it was, to me, Djokovic being bold and coming forward. Won 23 out of 27 points when coming forward. And I think when he made this shot to get the break, you know, to hold his serve, I think he relaxed and felt like emotionally I'm back in it. He was so frustrated with himself early. And nice kick. The Raiders could use him. Maybe our kicker's leaving next year. But he handled his emotions and reined them in. He was yelling at himself on that changeover. It was unbelievable. But he got back to focusing, and then he started showing some positive emotion, which I think overrode the negative emotion in this match.
And then you don't have to be a master lip reader to see that Andy Murray gets fired up too.
Oh, there was no doubt that he had a couple of choice words there. It looks like he's getting a trainer visit. It looked like he had that big toe tape, so I'm not sure if he was doing something with the big toe or with the ankle. But I think that Murray is very frustrated with himself, that he should have been, you know, in that situation early in the second, up 2 sets in 1. But I felt like it was strange. In the first set, Djokovic was the better player. He didn't win it. Murray was the better player. In the second, he didn't win it. Now we're best of 3. Temperatures dropping. We're probably in the low 60s. Court conditions getting a little slower. And at the end there,
Who does that favor?
I actually think that favors Djokovic. Okay. But I was surprised we didn't have more 20-ball rallies. We had a lot less shorter rallies.
All right. They're still working on Andy Murray as he's seeing a trainer. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from this match, because it is true. So little is separating the two of them.
Yeah, an amazing number for both guys on the second serve. 63% for Djokovic. He's been 66% all tournament, 53% for Murray. The break points, obviously, there are none. But look at the bottom. I would have thought that Murray would have been the guy at the net more than Djokovic. At 23 of 27 stuns me. And obviously, the Murray was at 88%. That's an outrageous number on the first serve. I mean, the numbers, I'm telling you, it's as dead even as you can get. I still get the feeling this third set, we're going to see some breaks. I cannot believe we haven't had any breaks. I'm going to say we're going to get at least 3 breaks this set.
Well, when we saw Andy Murray in a semifinal drop a set to Roger Federer, never got sour, never went south, did it twice. You expect him to rebound the same way.
Well, he has a little experience from the other night when he dropped 2 tiebreakers to Fed, and he responded in both sets early. This one has a little different dynamic because, you know, he had a real good opportunity for 2 sets to none, just like he did with Federer. But I think it's going to be, to me, who is controlling that center of the court and who capitalizes on a big point when it comes, i.e. a break point. You know, 0 for 8 combined on the 2 on break points. And if you'd have told me that before this match, I'd have never believed it.
Well, for the past 7 years, the highest seed has gone on to win the final. The higher seeded player in the final takes the title. Incredible crowd behind us, by the way.
Atmosphere out here. You got the Serbians on one side, you got the Brits on the other. I mean, they take turns singing on points. It's, you know, there must be about 4,500 people out there. Beer's got to be flowing.
Oh, I'm sure it is. We have a combination of Nole Nole and Andy Murray singing back and forth.
Very simple lyrics in the beer gardens, as it's called.
Chris and Patrick, let's get back inside to you.
More restrained in here. Everybody on their feet. Little break as Murray had the trainer come out and look at that right foot there. And you suspect it was a blister?
You know what, Chris, I can't quite see. I don't think it had anything to do with the toe because that was taped up. He was pointing to the insole of the right foot. So I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, because the trainer was blocking me. But I've been fascinated watching Novak go through a stretching routine here. Guy's incredibly flexible, but he's kept active the whole 3 minutes during this injury timeout.
What's going through your head? These battles you've come to appreciate. They've gone 2 hours and 18 minutes just to get back to square one. Now it's best of 3.
It's amazing. I mean, it really is. And these guys just push each other to the absolute limits. And we thought maybe as we were hyping this match, oh, you know what, maybe we're hyping it too much. It can't happen again. Well, guess what? It's happening again.
Yeah, we've come to almost take it for granted that these guys can continue to push each other and redefine what's possible.
It looked to me when we got that first shot of the Murray foot when he just went to the changeover and took off his socks. It was pretty raw. We looked at some blood. He already had a piece of a part of the toe taped. It looked like it was a little redness under that. And then I think they bandaged up some more blisters.
Good. It's good.
Murray looked to be kind of pulling up there on that forehand. He sort of gave up on the point. And Djokovic will take note of that. He was just looking up at the replay, which they were showing on the big screen here inside Rod Laver Arena. He's going to test Murray's mobility if he can here.
Murray taking offense early in that point.
I was just going to say, Chris, a good thing about this sort of new Andy Murray is obviously mentally he's tougher, but he's also willing and able to play offense more consistently. So even if he's slightly hobbled, he's still going to be able to stay in this match, I believe, by hitting big. If he doesn't believe in his defensive abilities, which obviously is still very much up for debate.
Stay in it, but can he win it that way?
Well,
without help from Djokovic. Here's a challenge from Djokovic. Taking one to the very first game, hoping this is an ace. And it is.
To answer your question, Chris, no, I don't believe he can win it if he can't defend someone. If he loses 5 to 10% in the mobility department, maybe with his serve and his ability to go for big shots. But Djokovic is just too good, and Djokovic has settled down mentally. Now it's Murray who's doing all the yapping.
And that's the first one of those types of working serves that we've seen from Novak, and just a little bit of breeze is picked up down on the court surface, and Novak is playing with the breeze, so that was a smart serve to use.
Using that breeze to pound down a second ace in the opening service game. Let's check out the IBM insights. Again, we're looking at the ability of Djokovic to win 78% of those points serving at 30-all or deuce. He won all of them.
He won all of them in both sets.
Yep.
Well, I can tell you what, we never would have predicted. Remember we showed the stats, 17 breaks, 18 breaks the last 2 times they played in majors, 0 breaks tonight.
In each case, the guy that had the break opportunities in that set went on to lose the tiebreak.
I think Brad was spot on in his in-between set analysis, which was that Djokovic, in a lot of ways, outplayed Murray in the first set and then got a little bit tight and rattled in the tiebreak. Murray had the chances and outplayed him in the second set, and it was Djokovic that tightened the reins on in the tiebreak. Are you agreeing, Chris, with Brad's prediction in between sets that there's going to be 3 breaks? He's predicting 3 breaks in this set.
It'd be a pretty abrupt reversal in the pattern we've seen. You don't agree?
I think it's possible. Yeah. I like to stay on the fence in the middle of the match. It's possible. No kidding, Patrick. We know that.
We'd like to keep you posted on how the match is viewed from the perspective of the people online who set the prices and how the public watching. Djokovic at this moment pretty solid favorite to win this match, as he was at the beginning. He was even favored after losing the first set. People have so much respect for his ability to battle back, so for what that's worth.
Tells you about how far he's coming with his ability to come back and stay in long matches. Well, that certainly wouldn't have been the case early in his career. Both guys are kind of stretching and working their body a little bit. Something tells me that we may not have seen the last of the trainer visits.
You see that stat. Djokovic, when he wins the second set in majors, has only had 1 loss in his last 40. That was against Federer in the Wimbledon semifinal. Roger turned that back around. Murray is also the only guy to beat Djokovic in the last 9 5-setters that Novak has played. He's won 8 out of 9. The exception being, of course, the U.S. Open final. When fighting from behind all afternoon on that Monday really seemed to take a lot of fuel out of him, Murray was stronger by a pretty significant margin in the 5th set, wouldn't you say?
No, he was, yeah.
Still no breaks. Later today, Sunday NFL Countdown. Talks about the Pro Bowl. Looks ahead to next weekend's Super Bowl. Niners and Ravens. Sunday NFL Countdown presented by IBM today at 10 a.m. on ESPN.
No breaks a serve in the match so far, but with that little bit of breeze picking up down on the court surface, these next two games are going to be the games where the players could pounce.
Is this the tougher end where Djokovic is again tonight, Darren?
That's right.
It's a huge factor for Lina and Azarenka in women's final. Breaks from that far end, and even when Federer played Murray, 8 breaks in the match, 6 of them came from the end in which Djokovic is serving. Now the wind until now, Darren says, really hasn't had an impact on this.
Oh, Djokovic, he was thinking about letting it go, and he decided to play it. Slight hesitation there. Looks and sees where he was in the court.
Wide serve beginning to give Murray more trouble.
Yeah.
Kind of reached at that return, didn't he?
Looks a little, he's slowing down a little bit, it appears, is Murray. Djokovic is sensing it and is spinning the serve in wide.
Does it again. Spins it out wide. Forces Murray to lunge to that forehand side. 2-1. Sense there's a real chance for Djokovic in this Murray service game to get the first break of the night?
I do sense there's a chance. Because I think, as Darren said, there's a little bit of wind.
You're not going to commit still?
No, I'm not. I can't commit. There's no breaks. I mean, it's amazing.
We're overdue.
All right, Chris. Yes, definitely a break here. You want me to give you the BG? I'm feeling the break.
Only if you are.
No. I definitely would not have predicted after 2.5 hours that we would not have a break of serve. You also have to start thinking about the fact that it was Murray that played the long 5-setter against Federer to get to this match, and it was that he's like wincing a little bit more. Djokovic, to me, seems to be the fresher at the moment. But again, you can't always judge a book by its cover when it comes to both these guys.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Very deceptive covers.
Yes.
Poker players, both of them on the court. They'll show you the cards, but you don't really know if they're telling the truth. Well, so far, the surface came from Murray.
Yeah, Novak's also playing the score a lot more in this match than I've seen him play for a long, long time. You know, when he gets down 30-love, then there's not a great deal of effort that goes into the next couple of points. It's made Murray's service games a lot easier.
Is that because he's holding so consistently himself?
That's playing the score. Good bit of that, Chris, and I think also 2 hours 32 minutes, already 4 games into the third set, they start thinking about conserving a little energy when it's not necessary to win 4 or 5 corners.
These guys both talk about pain, expecting it when they face each other. beginning to get to the stage of the match where the physical wear and tear approaches pain territory.
Well, there's no doubt, Chris, and you see Murray struggling to get to that ball. At the speed of the court, you see Andre Agassi there. He can break it down like nobody else.
That's Neil Fraser,
the former, next to him.
yep.
Yep. Margaret Court just behind them with the glasses on.
And Mel Anderson right behind Andre.
Looked like Andre was dissecting.
Oh, absolutely.
He's
you kidding?
Tremendous assessor of matches.
What did he tell you, Chris, when you said, or you or Brad said, I have a feeling that such and such is going to win? He didn't like that, did he?
Don't tell me about feelings.
Okay.
Analyze it. Logic. Good work by Murray. Getting back behind Djokovic. That takes wear and tear in the legs.
Yeah, as I was saying, as you see the match time in the semifinals, Murray against Federer was 4 hours. Djokovic Ferrer was a walk in the park for Novak, 2:33 tonight. I think the speed of the court here is certainly a huge factor in the fact that there have been no breaks in the match so far. And also, even though the sets are long, there haven't been as many of the grueling points that we saw when these two played last year and in the final with Nadal and Djokovic. But even though there's not those, even the quicker points make the players move a lot more abruptly, and that's why you're seeing them go to the feet a lot. That's why the feet are getting beat up. They're looking at their sneakers. Ball's being hit so hard that they're just forced to move so quickly.
We track everything. One more ground stroke total for the match by Novak.
That's a new one. Guys are always coming up with something new here. Our crack production team.
Is there a guy assigned to count the ground strokes? Hopefully a computer shot spotter.
Somebody's doing it.
What are the points won and lost for the match?
3 more for Murray, Darren. It's at 95-92, as you'd expect. Comfortable hold. Will be the first man to break through in this final. Dr. Djokovic was in the house Thursday after dissecting David Ferrer. He had to come out to examine Henri Raquant, the flamboyant Frenchman. Look at Djokovic down there. No, it's not real mouth-to-mouth.
As Goran Ivanisevic, Pat Cash, Guy Forget had some fun.
This is before the press conference after the Ferrer match. That's how relaxed he was.
Yeah.
An hour and a half on the court. Well, we've already had the trainer out for Murray, and you think the trainer might be back again before this is done.
15.
We talked about that final, 5 hours and 53 minutes, longest final in the Open era last year, and I really felt that was a shifting point. I think what you've said is smart, that neither guy wants to have to do that again. And so they'll make decisions, whether it's the third set or the fourth set, to sort of play points differently. I mean, it was incredible how much Rafa and Novak were running around still in that fifth set. It was played at a slower tempo.
Yeah.
Lots of time between points, but incredible long rallies. But both guys just running and defending. Djokovic ends up having a subpar for him play season. Nadal ends up having knee troubles that knock him out half the year. That kind of road work, I don't think anybody, they'll take pain.
They'll do it if they have to.
But not that.
Yeah. Well, both guys in this set have been getting quick leads on their serve and taking care of their serves easily. So Darren absolutely right that they're both have the ability to let some points go by here. But that certainly is going to change once we get deeper in the set or one player gets a chance to break. After 40-30, so this is the kind of point where Djokovic will play it a little bit differently.
Murray, who lost just 1 point on his first serve in the set, in the second set, and that was in the tiebreak, loses a point on his first serve for the first time in this third set. He had won the first 9. But just goes right back to work.
Yeah, that big serve has been huge. And look at Murray now trying to pump himself up.
3 games on.
Djokovic again looking at the lines person there, was thinking about challenging but decided not to, and then Murray missed the next shot.
Kind of mistakes Murray we didn't see early in this match. Getting to bunch together unforced errors more frequently now, Patrick.
A lot more coming off the Murray racket. He's really just trying to take care of his serve and hope he can get an opening on Djokovic's service games, but that hasn't happened yet in this set.
No break points for either guy through the first 6 games.
Oh, yes. Even there, Murray sort of kind of pulled up a little bit. You know, when you have blisters on the feet, when it really bothers you is when you've got to change direction quickly. And it doesn't seem to be bothering Andy too much when he can sort of work his way into the rally and take a step or two. But if he has to change and do a burst, that's what's difficult for him now. It's impossible. I mean, again, so we've talked about, you play the score a little bit more. If you have to suffer and go through the pain, you have to. That's what you do. Djokovic leans into that two-hander.
Overhead by Murray kept Djokovic in the point. He holds for a 4-3 lead. Andre doing a chat, not online, but just in the president's box there.
No, he's working both sides.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to get out there and show, show these guys how to take some cuts on the return, right? Somebody break out here.
Speaking of pain, he used to inflict a lot of it. Remember the beat downs of like Clement, Schindler. Murray and Djokovic saying, no offense to those guys, but can I get an overmatched opponent in the final, maybe, Andre, like you did? What the Big Four has been all about.
Yeah, not happening these days with these guys.
No on-paper mismatches in the finals. The last 10 majors. Oh, what a rally.
Wow. And that's the kind of rally that can win you more than 1 point. And Murray's going to take plenty of time now because this is brutal.
Andre must be smiling over there. He always talked about winning a point and then keeping the bigger picture in mind.
Trust me, he wants no piece of these two. They are his words.
It's changed a little bit, hasn't it, in the last 6-7 years?
Anticipation there from Djokovic. He can feel it now.
Smile from Vida. The energy edge on Novak's side for the moment. Taxing first point, and Murray pulled the trigger with a drop shot at this point.
But look at the breathing from Novak. He's barely breathing at all. What's a huge difference from a couple of years ago.
So important, the ability to get your heart rate back down after a rally like that. Murray up against it.
I think he's awake.
They showed them the screen and the crowd had a laugh.
Thank you.
Danger time if you're Murray.
Well, he's getting a little more air under those forehands. He's getting more whip, more topspin. And they are punishing blows right now. That first point really won him 2 more points after that.
3 chances for the very first service break of this Australian Open final. And a chance to grab the break and serve for the 3rd set.
15-14.
Can Murray pull this back? Or is that goose egg about to change to a very big one? In this set, Murray really hasn't been able to protect that second serve very well. That was a gift. Still has one more.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Finally, a break and a boost for Djokovic. Their camp up. And he will serve for a 2-set-to-1 lead.
Murray was really in a good position there. He just went after the forehand. The unforced error gives Novak the first break after almost 3 hours.
He says one, that's all I need to close out the set. We'll see.
Thank you.
By the standards of these guys, this has been a lightning quick set. Only 39 minutes so far. Both guys, as Darren pointed out, playing the score.
Djokovic has been very, very accurate on that first serve in this set. He's only dropped 4 points on his serve this set. It's not like he's doing it, it's not like he's a monster server like a Sampras or a Becker. He's a precision server, but what he's doing it with is his arsenal off the ground. And he looks as relaxed as he's looked in this entire match.
How different are the expressions of Vida and the Djokovic camp? They got that kind of Cheshire cat grin. We've seen this before. Djokovic 2 points from the set. Challenge from Murray. Murray challenges, but he is walking to the other side. Just not moving as well to that forehand side, is he? Djokovic picks up on it, another wide serve. Suddenly, real turn in this match in the last 5 minutes. 3 set points.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Calling out just before the serve. Thank you.
What are we, in New York or something?
Yeah. Well, they win 5 in New York. And if Murray is going to back up his U.S. Open title with an Australian Open title, he's going to have to go 5 again tonight because Djokovic takes command 2-1. What does Murray have left in the feet in the tank. Back to Chris McHenry and Brad Gilbert. Just one break in the set, PG.
Just one break. Chris is reminding you, you called for 3. We just had 1, but that's the difference.
Well, it came after 2 hours and 52 minutes, and we got a lot of singing out here. The Serbs have taken over.
No lay.
But to me, the big difference, I would have never thought this, Djokovic 27 of 31 coming forward, and he's done a great job on the key points when he's needed to come forward. Let's take a look here. When a short ball, you know, he's been good. This was this epic long point. Look at the movement and defending here from both players. And he kind of started to squeeze in that game a little bit. Look at this short ball. Djokovic moves forward, pounces on it, good volley to the open court. And you had the feeling that set that Djokovic was the better player. He was getting stronger physically, and Murray was getting a little more, weak in the legs a little bit. Net points once again, and the total winner is a big difference to me. At the 27 of 31 is a staggering number. Much more positive energy from Djokovic that entire set, plus his box was really getting up a lot. I've never seen Vlade Divac in my life clean shaven. He's going to have a 5 o'clock shadow by the end of the match. And Murray, a little bit in that set, started to give the business to his box a little bit, agitated maybe with an issue with that foot problem. Advantage Novak Djokovic. Look for him to keep pushing forward here in the 4th.
All right, very interesting. Not exactly the natural volleyer, we think, but he is taking his chances and picking them wisely. Great looking crowd out there. Serbians definitely louder than the Scots at this point, Chris and Patrick.
Oh, we love to see him. That's great to see. Garden Square filled up. All the partisans out there. Now,
Take a seat behind the ball. Thank
the
you.
first look at Murray needing to really find a reservoir of energy. He's got the belief. We know that. Does he have the wheels?
Love 50.
Also, Chris, Andy's very agitated about the umpire, the chair umpire, not controlling the noise coming from the crowd in that previous service game from him, and actually sent across a little remark when the umpire told the crowd to settle down during Novak's service game. He said, yeah, now you do it.
I believe he did quiet them once during the Murray service game, but you're right. That's the last thing we need is for this crowd to try to get involved.
Oh,
Get involved after the points.
that's an amazing shot right there.
He's picking that backhand down the line now off much better shots when the ball's up a little bit higher, and that's why he was getting angry at the start of that second set for trying to take the low ball down the line. But now his shot selection is much, much better.
Yeah, his mindset is much clearer now. And this guy's, it's getting cloudier. Chance for Novak to blow this open if he can start this set.
Murray trying to get himself pumped up. Let's see if he has the crowd with him in this set, as the fans may want to see a 5th. They were roaring for Federer the other night. I asked Murray if that bothered him. He said, no, he doesn't care if they're for the other guy as long as there's noise. He doesn't like a dead atmosphere. He doesn't mind playing bad guy wrestler. Looping forehand from Murray that dipped down at the last split second. This is a big challenge. Now 2 break points, so it'll be 30 all. And it did just catch the back of the line. There's a bold point from Murray.
30 all. Djokovic has 2 challenges remaining.
Murray got away with a very weak second serve there. 74 miles per hour.
It's one of the slowest of the night.
Maybe that's why we're at 3 hours. I don't think Djokovic has looked to take any big cuts. I think he could have done that a little bit more. Yeah, I look wide.
Might surprise fans, and it might be a reflection of the speed of the court, but these guys had one return clean winner for the tournament combined.
Interesting. That's what a pickup.
Tired legs and all.
This was an unreal passing shot from Djokovic, and what a pickup there. 27 for 31 is Djokovic in the match. I think it's more the blisters that are hurting as opposed to his legs being fatigued. Obviously, he's not fresh as daisy.
Only he knows for sure. I'm used to seeing all sorts of facial expressions and grimaces. So take a look at our Rolex tournament summary. Ryans did it again. Lucky 13, new majors record, the men's doubles titles. In fact, the #1 seeds have won the women's title and both doubles titles. So Djokovic trying to make it 4 for 4. The Aussies, Darren, taking all the important trophies, the mixed and the juniors.
Now, Chris.
Gajdosova and Hebden earlier today winning the mixed doubles title, which is plenty important to them, I promise you. So Murray holding there, Patrick, avoiding letting Djokovic build momentum.
No, he needed that.
Has to find a way to break through Novak's serve. Again, just the 3 in the night, 3 break points.
His attitude's been positive. I mean, both guys continue to sort of stretch out. And
new balls for Djokovic. Those 3 break chances of Murray came in that one game. Early in the second, Djokovic was able to dig back from low 40. Scratchy forehand. Didn't have to be that fine. Murray was nowhere near that corner. Well, here's an opening. This would make those blisters feel a little bit better if he gets the break here, Murray.
Definitely help. He's pulling at the left hamstring there. You certainly admire these guys for their precision and their defense and their toughness, but it's not exactly a shot-making party out here. No. You know, when you're used to seeing Federer and Nadal and the different styles, these guys are so similar in styles.
Or attrition points.
It's a little bit like what they call it in football. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit like that kind of game, right?
Ground game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a challenge from Murray, but that looked to be pretty clearly long. That slice just floated long.
But he played a fairly cautious point, Murray. Perhaps sending the message, I'm still willing to work and run out here. And he threw away the challenge.
Murray has 2
30
challenges.
off.
30.
And now Murray has an opening. First break point since early in the second set. This might be a momentum shifter.
In many ways, that was a momentum shifter when he didn't capitalize on those 3 break points early in the second set, the first game.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to will himself to stay in this because clearly he's struggling.
Ouch.
Said no way, because he was there, and normally he doesn't miss returns like that. He gets them back in play.
Chose to play it as a one-hander.
Yeah, it's a good serve there.
2 wide serves, Patrick, forcing half returns. Thought at the break point he had a chance to hit a 2-hander. Kind of kept his feet anchored, lunged a bit. Solid service from Djokovic. 3 straight points, still unbreakable tonight.
Real concern in the Murray camp there, as you see Coach Lendl. It just doesn't appear that, see, when Murray gets stretched like this, it doesn't appear to me he's got the ability to stop on a dime, and that's, you see him just bouncing around after that return, so that when he goes out to the return, he can't sort of stop and plant himself. He's in pain.
He said he expected pain.
Yep.
As we said before, he said he hoped it was a painful match because that means it's a good match. He'd like some of the foot pain to go away.
He might reassess that if this continues to go the way it's going.
Djokovic knows it. Pushing Murray to the forehand side again.
That's what I would expect to see more of from Djokovic now. And again, it's not necessarily going for winners on the return, but being more offensive, more aggressive. And you can see when Murray's got to get out wide, he's in trouble. He's clearly hurting.
Four of those tonight. 2 in the entire tournament coming into this final. build from Djokovic end. An opportunity minutes ago, faced a break point of his own. Now a chance for a 2-1 lead. Finish line will look a little closer.
Thank you.
Needed that. You saw Lendl. He's not one to really call out with encouragement from the box or vocalize anything. He's pretty stoic in there. Those are the players' box are trying to do that right now for Murray. Shows his guts, but is broken again, and the Serbians can smell it. Djokovic up 2 sets to 1 and 2 games to 1. Djokovic trying to go back to back to back. Not done in the Open era. Done only twice before. Once in the 30s by Jack Crawford. Once by Emo in the 60s. And nobody in the Open era has been able to back up their first major title at the very next major. That's what Murray's trying to do. So, as we've said, the winner will make history. And right now it's Djokovic up a break in the fourth. He's won 5 out of the last 6 games from 3-all in the third, including the first 2 breaks of Murray's serve tonight. That is cruel. To play the drop shot and then have it kiss the tape.
Again, this is just an example there of, I think, the biggest problem for Murray is stopping. As you see how he sort of runs through this shot, when normally he would stop. He does skid a little bit there. That must have hurt.
You can only presume at this point until he's asked afterward whether or not this is a carryover from the semi 5 sets against Federer or unrelated.
I mean, the reality of it is also that he had a tough match in the semis, but he had the easiest draw imaginable to get to the semis.
Yeah, Gilles Simon, who battled through a wacky marathon 5-setter with Monfils, put up 0 resistance.
Yeah.
Shardy made a huge move just to get to the quarters, but
he had
was no match.
For him, no. No, I believe that what you'll hear from Murray, I guess we're speculating, obviously, because he seems to me it's the blisters that are really bothering, because every time he has to run quickly and stop, he appears to be in pain.
Novak doing the smart thing as well, because he's playing much quicker in between points.
That wasn't the case earlier in the match. Both players were taking lots of time. That third set especially.
Still think Andy's got a little more left in him. We've seen over the last 12 months that ability to push through the wall and give that extra effort. And I actually think it really started here 12 months ago in the semi-final against Novak.
Match that went almost 5 hours. And we've seen him grit his teeth and push through.
Solid second serve there from Djokovic. Deep, well directed, and it didn't give Murray a chance to attack it.
That match you referred to there, Chris, is really the first time that he hit the wall and found that extra gear. He was down 5-2 in the fifth, and everyone had written him off, and he nearly turned that one around. Had break point at 5-0 in the fifth. And he pretty much looks in that match like he does now.
Since that 3-all mark in the third, it's been Djokovic able to win the bigger points. He's jogging around back there.
No, yeah, he's trying to send a message. Absolutely. Completely different mental approach now and outlook from Novak from that first set when he was edgy, uptight.
Oh, he's got the really deep return crouch. It means he's going after a double break lead that would really just about salt things away. Very nearly a must hold for Murray. Now Murray's gripping at his hamstring in the left leg.
And Novak starting to open the shoulders a little bit, attacking more on the return. And that put him in front of the rally right from the start. He finishes it off with a beautiful backhand winner. He's got 9 off that wing. Murray has just 3.
Well, if Murray has a push left in him, he needs to discover it right now.
He needs to find it straight away. This is the match right here for Novak.
Yeah, he knows it from the very first point in this Murray service game. He had that body language, that deep crouch that suggests I've got you. Murray very close to missing the ball long in that rally. He's just clinging to life here, isn't he?
Yeah, he was just having to go for broke, essentially, in that point, to stay in it. Djokovic is seeing the ball like a basketball now.
As the match has gone on, Murray just has not been able to protect his second serve. That weakness of the past. It's a bit of a gift there. Djokovic just, again, not hitting winners, Patrick, but just forceful enough returns to work his way in front of the point.
Djokovic still with a lot more errors, but he's also been able to accumulate a lot more winners, 41-28 in that department.
The call is correct, and it is. Djokovic down to just one challenge left in this set.
Djokovic has one challenge.
96 miles per hour on the serve and immediately on the defensive.
Pretty amazing at 3 hours and 22 minutes into this match. Novak looks better right now than he did at the start of the match.
And certainly more relaxed. I feel like the only hope, Patrick, for Murray here is to bomb some first serves.
Yeah, bomb some serves and take some chances.
He's been stuck on 7 aces for a long time. And remember, we pointed out, never had more than 9 aces against Djokovic. None since 5-all in the second set.
Wow.
Oh, a ball came rolling out of his pocket. Yeah.
If that happens again, he'd lose the point. That's unusual. Lose the point next time. You just hear that from the umpire. Andy says, I'm aware of that. Thanks.
Replay the points. Left.
Remember when Federer kept trying drop shots against Murray in the semifinal, and Murray was flying up to him and winning almost every point? Difference tonight, wear and tear, did not get up to that very quickly.
No. Murray was fresh as he could be and late in that match, but this is a different story here. Oh, what a lob. Djokovic at his best right there. He's dialed in and sliding out to the backhand. That one right there with excellent depth, and Murray's in deep trouble.
Djokovic, the third break of Murray in the last 4 service games, and the title is closing in.
Australian Open 2013 is presented by Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective. And in part by H&R Block. Come see what a difference our tax expertise can make.
We waited and wondered who would get the first service break of the night. It was 2.5 hours in. Djokovic got it, and boy, once he had that break, just ripped open this thing. 7 of the last 8 games. 3 breaks of the Murray serve. And that historic third consecutive Australian Open title in the Open era. Looks very close now.
Love 15.
One more question for our viewers who are so knowledgeable and tuned in with Azarenka defending her title. If Djokovic can do the same. It was the last time at the Australian Open that both men's and women's champions defended their title. It's only down under. I'm not referring to other slams. Well, he's running out of time, and he's going to be completely out of challenges if this call goes the other way.
No.
Hey. So he keeps it.
The first second serve that he's really gone after for quite some time, and he's got to change something because he just hasn't found a way to get through the Djokovic serve. Going after every second serve would be a good thing for him right about now.
Murray, a guy that up until the Federer match had broken opponents more than half the time, and it's still almost at 50%, factoring in the semifinal. 0 breaks tonight.
Djokovic has won 63% of those second serve points. Murray just 43%.
Yeah, that percentage for Murray has been plummeting.
Yep.
It's pretty good in the first set. Desperation time. And he's been chattering with John Blum in the chair for a while. He wanted an overrule on the previous point that he had to challenge. Blum said I'm 100% right that was out.
Not so sure.
Told Hawkeye revealed that ball was out. It's tough to tell from the replay.
Oh, what a wicked angle right there.
Murray did the return Patrick pirouette. He's really gritting his team trying to hang in this thing, but that was wicked.
This is the best angled forehand he's hit. Look where that ball landed. Well inside the service box. Something would tell me that that probably brought a smile to the face of one Andre Agassi, who's getting set to do his post-match, which is to present the trophy to the winner.
By the way, the answer to the question, the last time Aussie Open men and women champions defended, 1993. Our buddy Jim Courier and Monica Seles. Last time at a major was in Roland Garros 07 when Nadal and Enna both won. Well, the trophy that Djokovic is trying to win for a fourth time and a third consecutive time. Beautiful. Remember Brooks Challenge Cup. Look at that, Patrick. That's all the space they have left. The winner of this match will be engraved, and they have no more plates. So the trophy, as we know it, will be full. when they do the engraving. Now they have to figure things out. They could
What they're going to do?
knock off the old timers plate and put it on a wall somewhere.
Okay.
No,
Or like
they
the
won't
Stanley
do that.
Cup and add another tier. They haven't decided yet, Craig Tiley told me. But the trophy as we know it will have only one more name, and it looks like it's going to be Djokovic.
There is no knocking off any of those plates and taking away some of the former champions.
You better weigh in
names.
on that. You better
Come
suggest
on.
it. That
I'll be
is an
putting another
option.
tier on that thing.
Well, you can make your opinion known. They haven't decided yet. But I would agree. Let's keep those names on.
And the last gasps here for Murray, just to try to make Djokovic have to serve it out.
Oh, come on.
13-15.
You're not feeling much stress now, Darren.
Sensational since winning that second set.
Yep.
As we pointed out, and Brad pointed out as well, he was outplayed in the second set. Found a way to get through it and win it in a tie break, and he's been faultless ever since.
I wonder if Murray would be asked about that double fault, which featured a little feather floating down to the court between first and second serves. He had to stop and pick it up. Doubled. Really shifted the momentum to Djokovic.
Djokovic is going for broke now. Why not?
I think Darren's spot on. What a difference from three and a half hours ago. He looks much more relaxed. He looks better physically than he did at the start of the match.
He's moving better.
Yeah, he was tight in the beginning.
Big edge in the winners department. Murray has life. But Djokovic, with the cushion of a two-break lead, serves for the championship. Physical battle, not perhaps the level of last year's semifinal or the U.S. Open final, but the component of wear and tear is certainly playing into this. And Djokovic, better rested, fresher, and stronger at the moment, serves for the championship. He's been so solid at net all night.
Oh, yeah. Murray's still fist pumping. Showing some fight here.
Not broken him all night. He's going to have to break him twice just to get back to 5-all in the set. That's all. Defending champion. That was for love 40. It stays on his side.
You just get the feeling when Djokovic goes up to an overhead that it's a little bit of a sidearm kind of deal. Doesn't miss too many of them, but they never look that secure. A lot of help there.
Let's.
Feeling it now. Looks like the left hamstring.
Good fight to the finish from the Scot.
The similar styles in this match. I mean, there's certainly been a lot of substance to this match. I wouldn't say there's been a tremendous amount of style points, but plenty of substance.
And now a championship point for Djokovic. An Open era first. 3 consecutive Aussie Open titles.
Thank you. Thank you.